Here's 5 tips to speak with better confidence so you can man up and show these people what not sounding like a bitch really sounds like. Yeah. Step number 1, slow down. Now, if you ever notice, a lot of times when people are nervous, what do? They tend to speak fast. I mean, sometimes I even notice it when I'm here in this camera. Maybe I wake up, I'm not feeling quite ready. I go up here and then I notice I'll speak really fast. And before you know it, maybe I stutter my words or something. Now, this is a little different because I'm trying to be high energy for the camera so you don't, end up on fucking Pornhub. But the reality is you want to slow down. When you try to speed up, you'll end up not enunciating correctly. You'll end up stuttering over your words, or you'll just end up not sounding sure of yourself. So don't ever feel like you're in a rush. If someone asks you something, even if they rush, just take your time. Take your time to think about it. Consider all of your words. And if they don't like it, they can fuck off. So take the time to think about it and just say what you like. Don't feel like you're on the spot or like you need to respond really quickly, because that's typically what we do when we're nervous, right? Someone says a joke and we just quickly go, ha ha, oh yeah. So just slow down that little bit of a pitch and you'll sound more like you're sure of yourself and more like you're communicating naturally and effortlessly. Number 2, speak to how you feel at that moment. Don't always feel like you need to speak a certain way, you know what I mean? Don't always feel like you need to be high energy or super laid back and chill. Like sometimes I get up here and I'm high energy, other times I'm maybe a little bit more serious, and it'll help you also accept how you are. It'll help you speak with more confidence because you won't feel the need to put on a character. Because when you put on a character, it becomes exhausting. Number 3, get rid of the fucking small talk energy that you've been conditioned with half of your life from school and from work. Now, think about it. Small talk matters. How was the weather? There's nothing wrong with these conversations. Now, consider this for a second. Think about the energy in which you talk to people when you speak with small talk. You speak to them like, hey, what's up, professor? How are you? That's cool. Oh, yeah, she's good. Yeah. And over time, this ends up becoming a bit of a problem, because when we actually need to talk to girls or we need to talk to people not in that manner, it becomes difficult separating the two. Side note, you can actually take advantage of this when it comes to talking to girls, for example. If you talk to a girl and you ask her something real quick and casual, something that she's just really conditioned to automatically respond to, like, do you have the time? I'm looking for directions. And that gives you the opportunity to actually open girls, but you want to be able to, of course, switch it up once you open, once you're no longer trying to be that person that you are in school or work or any professional environment. Number 4, take a breath when you speak. This is important because you know what happens when you don't take a breath to speak? You end up talking off until you literally lose your breath, and you end up cracking, your voice ends up cracking, or your voice ends up coming across a lot weaker. For example, if you listen to rappers who spit a lot of words, a lot of us, we take that for granted, but if you actually watch them, they make sure they take a good fucking breath. And a lot of times they don't even have a lot of time. They just quickly take a breath and they're ready to spit a bunch of fucking shit. So just test it out. You can test it out right now. If you go up to someone and you just say hi and whatever the case is, you'll notice that it's a lot easier to do it firmly if you just take a breath beforehand. If you just go, hey, how are you? It happens naturally. Just try it. Try it yourself right now at home. Like literally right now, try it. Number 5, end on a lower pitch. This is something that's really important, say, when it comes to talking to girls in a way where you want them to take you seriously. You want to speak in a way where your sentences end on a low pitch. Because typically when your sentences end on a high pitch, you're trying to seek approval. Like, hey honey, do you want to go to the movies? Like, why does your voice do that? Why does your voice always raise when you're trying to seek something? Like, you don't want to do that. You want to be able to speak where your voice ends on a low tone, where you say, hey, I noticed you walking by and I thought you looked absolutely stunning. Not, I noticed you walking by and I thought you looked absolutely stunning. Ultimately, your voice as a man is on the deep side, whereas a girl's voice is on the high side. So your biggest strength, again, is that lower pitch. So when you end sentences on a lower pitch, it just ends it in a more solid frame, and you'll notice how it comes off. You'll notice it in people when they notice people. Notice how people sound when they're trying to negotiate something. Notice how their pitch raises at the end. That's energy right there. That's saying something. If you want to speak with confidence, real confidence, you're gonna end on a lower pitch at the end of your sentences. So like, for example, if I just came up here and I was like, so I think you should go up to her and then maybe ask her for the time or something. How exactly does that sound, as opposed to if I'm like, okay, here's what you do. You go up to her and you ask her for the time. Once you ask her for the time, what you're gonna do is, you know what I mean? That kind of thing, that's way more assuring. If you're going out to war, you don't wanna hear someone like, hey, attack. So if you like that video and you want to learn more on how to get the girl, how to keep the girl and or girls, self-improvement and motivational content, hit that subscribe and bell notification below. And remember, until next time, unleash your best, and confidence is bred by competence. Peace.